Okay. I said hello, hello, good sir. You didn't hear a word I said. I actually just joined you. I know you're a caveman. I know you have a dog. Okay. So I have the stream like next to me here and everything, and I can like, I'm not sure if the sound is off or it's just super low because I don't hear our conversation at all. Okay, no, it's just super low. I just heard myself. It seems like I'm coming through, but I don't hear you in the stream.
Oh, that's why I had it muted.
Okay.
I have to unmute it. It was Elder Gaspar.
So it seems like the game music is like it's fairly loud, and then like both you and me like super low.
Shouldn't be. That's. Yeah, that's all.
Actually, let me double check my volume to make sure.
You always do that. Your stuff is lower than. And you make it think it's mine.
Oh, I'm double checking mine right now. I'm double checking mine right now. That dog better not wake up my kid.
I can. Alright, I put a gain on it. Am I much louder?
Well, do 1, 2, 3 test for me.
1, 2, 3, testing, testing. something, dark side.
Okay, yeah, I definitely hear you now.
I'm gonna put a little bit of a gain on filter on. It's a dark day. There's no telling how many have been lost. Okay, so make a mage. Keep that. Oh no. I really have to do this every time. Just can't right click. Where did that go then? Oh.
Be right back, good sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Just 160. Alright, puppy. Let's go.
Alright, so filming it, how exactly does this compare to like Diablo?
It's feeling kind of similar. Feels like the first few levels of Diablo, but the skill tree is like the skills are much more in depth.
Now, this is still in early access, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So things like collision detection and like animations for like, you know, when enemies hit each other and everything. That's still kind of off.
Oh yeah, this is still, it just went into, this is like super early beta. I just got out of alpha today.
Yeah, that explains why everything still just looks fairly basic.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would have done that with Anthem. Like, hey, we're just gonna go into early access come January.
They really needed to just be like, hey, you know what? The game's really not ready for prime time, but we're gonna call it early access and let you play it.
I mean, how's the communication so far between like developers and like the active community?
What I like about it is I'm actually on all the developers are actually on their Discord. And they actually answer questions, they take suggestions. Whoa, through their Discord.
Yeah, so far that's definitely a leg up on BioWare, unfortunately. Because apparently the last couple of streams they've shown a little bit of gameplay, but they basically ignored chat almost entirely.
Oh yeah. But the developers don't feel like they're hiding on this game. They feel like they're up front and center.
I mean, so far I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing. Like, I haven't got a chance to replay it myself, but like, in terms of like pacing, does it feel a little bit slower than Diablo 3 or like about the same?
Maybe a little slower.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with
that. Ooh. The Falcon. And Chris. Oh, that's nice. Guessing that's a legendary?
Well, it has the, you know, typical Diablo 3 like orangey glow.
If I hit an enemy, I get more movement speed.
Yeah, at this point you definitely know more about the game than I do. Like, I haven't looked into a thing.
Well, I looked into a little bit, but not exactly a lot. Oh yeah, and once you have enough points, excuse me, you can pick your mastery class. Each class has 3 mastery classes that you can choose from.
Okay, so let's see.
I
We have
kind of
Druid,
want to go.
Shaman, Beastmaster, and Primalist.
Yes. Well, Primalist is gonna be that's your main class.
Okay.
You can think of these as mastery classes. So it depends on if you want to play a lot with pets, then you'll be a Beastmaster. If you want to do more of the elementalists, like totems and all that, you will do. Just die. You will just die. That's it. Then
I see. Sorcery is bad. That's what you're telling me.
well, them guys were a pain in the ass. But what I think I want to try is the druid, which it's pretty much shape shifting, kind of like the druid from Diablo 2.
You mean like the fun classes to get rid of in Diablo 3?
Yeah. And they hinted at them. They hinted at like
that was the most disappointing thing, hinting at it and then just never getting it.
they hinted at a druid class for Diablo 3, but apparently it was scrapped. I'm like, really?
Like, I understand games need hype and everything, but at some point you just need to be like, this is exactly what's fully coming to the game, and this is stuff we were just gonna play with.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Cosmetics.
That's one thing I like about, like, okay, I know it has nothing to do with like the last epoch and everything, but that's one thing I like about the Warframe community is when they have a live stream, you got all the big dogs like sitting there on the couch, just talking with their community and everything, and they address a good deal of like, you know, the things that are pressing the game. And like, and the roadmap is literally drawn out on the fucking dry erase board on stream.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the way to win over. Like, I think that's the way forward for games nowadays. Is developers are really gonna have to.
Be more involved.
They're really gonna have to start caring about their fans and communicating with them and.
I mean, to be honest, like, the Anthem team, they could just literally have a guy streaming, like, him fixing the bugs. It's like, hey, this is what we're having difficulty with. Here's the biggest I'm trying to implement, just the testing of it all. Because then you actually see people working towards it versus like, yeah, we're listening, and that's it. That's right, doggy. You get it. You get it now.
That would be an interesting live stream. Like, where you actually see them, like, working things out.
Like, can you imagine what that would do for the community, though? Whereas, like, hey, this live stream is just about literally fixing this one problem. I'm part of this team, so I can't really take any questions on that or anything else. But if it's about this, feel free to question everything and just like trying to fix the problem on stream.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't even have to do it every day. It'd be like maybe once a week just to see how further they got into the development of the patch.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these purple things you're fighting?
Okay, so they're called. I think they're just called the Voidlings. They came pretty much out of nowhere. Void covered the land, and these creatures started coming. And okay, from what I came from. This is my future.
Okay, that's bleak.
Okay. Yes. Because my character's like, what the hell are these things? I've never seen these things. There we go. I think
What the hell happened?
I lost sound.
Okay, you were saying about the story and everything about this guy?
Yeah, and he's like, who the hell are these people? And he's like, you don't know? Like, the one guy's like, yeah, you don't know? How can you not know? It's like, well, this one girl pretty much gave me a crystal and it transported me here. And he's like, oh, then the crystal must have brought you here to help us, and to get back to my time, I have to find their crystal. That's what I'm getting so far.
I mean, that's kind of insane, though. You're flung forward through the future. So basically, experience like what's going on there. So then you have to find the crystal at that time to go back to the past in order to basically save your reality.
Something like that. Some kind of timey-wimey stuff. Like that, yeah.
I mean, typically you're getting someone from the future going to the past, but I guess in this instance they fling someone from the past to the future, learn what they need to know, and then they're flung backwards again.
Timey-wimey. That's all I know.
No, what is that move that he's doing where he's like shooting out darts or something?
This? Yeah. Hold on. Get somewhere I can show you. Alright. It's called Thorn Burst. It releases a burst of thorns, dealing physical damage to surrounding enemies. Oh yeah, I can show you. Oh, cool. Huh. Okay. See, I'm specializing in the skill, so this skill has its own skill tree.
Okay.
Let's see, 12% damage per allocated point if you currently control a totem. Yeah, I like that.
I kind of like that they have a skill tree like for your basic skills and everything. Because one thing that bothered me about Diablo, like certain skills like that feel they should be a little bit more powerful, feel like nothing.
Yeah.
Like you end up using the same two skills over and over again, and everything else just feels like why bother. So at least with this, you get to customize like what exactly your skill should do.
But let's go with that. Oh, okay. So it seems like your skill point, you get skill points for each specialized skill, it looks like.
it's not just like you have 5 points and like, all right, use these 5 points for these, 20 skills.
Yeah. Okay. This is a really interesting.
I wonder how much are they keeping of that skill tree. I mean, this is still being in like.
Well, they want it. They said that it's going to be a big. Like the skill system is going to be. They're going to keep the kind of super customizable skill system.
Yeah, I'm sure, but this is still technically is an alpha or in beta.
It's beta day 1.
Okay. I'm sure like the skill tree is probably gonna be tweaked somewhat.
Is this free?
No.
How much was this? This is pretty dope.
At the beginning of the beta, it's $35.
That's not bad.
But that includes the finished game, of course.
Who is this? Who has joined us?
There,
Really
that's
nice.
here.
Really nice dungeon crawl. I'm gonna get on my computer.
Alright.
I guess my biggest concern for games like this is like, I guess more how the combat feels. Like adding a few more animations to the combat so it actually feels like you're really fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
I have yet to find many like games like this, where like when you swing your sword, like the enemy actually jolts back, jolts back.
Yeah.
No. Ever's just in the game room.
Oh.
What do you think? Should I pop him over?
Yeah, pop them now, man.
There you go, Hermes. Hello? Oh, he has his mic muted. Damn you, Hermes. I went to the trouble of moving you, keeping you involved.
Now you're forsaken me. Why have you forsaken me?
You're worse than the turnip killer.
No, he is muted. Oh, why was he server muted?
Because this is a podcast.
That would be.
I was about to say, I don't have myself muted. I don't know what you're talking about.
You were server muted though for some reason.
That's what I'm talking about. And it looks so good to have my other display up.
I bet.
Yeah,
Like-
go there.
Well, I was gonna say, like, we put, Rachel has a TV, and we put her TV up in the room.
Yeah.
Hello?
Aramis, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Why can you, what?
I don't know, it seems like your sensitivity is a bit off.
Yeah, I guess it is.
But
I wonder why.
feel free to pop over to Streamer's Den so you can see what Adam's actually doing.
Yeah, I would actually. If you were even running in the background, that'd be nice. Just so I have more viewers.
Well, currently you have two so far, which is probably you and me.
Mm-hmm.
At least, and you know, 149 people has stopped by before.
Yeah. Is this where I... Oh, this isn't where I sell things.
Wait, you have to have push to talk on to use it.
You shouldn't. I shouldn't be... I didn't send anything to force push to talk.
Yeah, it just told me I have to have push to talk on. So I just took my push to talk off.
I don't know about that. I never set it up that way.
It has to be something about him entering the podcast that he's technically like, you know, doesn't have the credentials to be here. That's limiting him in some way.
There's no special credentials though that you need. All I did was hide it so nobody can see it.
I was gonna say I couldn't even see it when you guys were even here. I was like, where the heck are they? I was more like, what's going on here? Where the heck are they? They're hiding from me.
Well, shit.
Yeah, it's our favorite game, Hide from Errors.
If you want to be a little bit more active in the community, I can give you admin. Not admin, but moderator. And you can see everything.
So this game is kind of like old stuff. Like I guess they use like kind of the same engine as a regular dungeon crawler, but it looks kind of like a really good graphics version of like D2. This game
Yeah.
is sweet.
I think it's pretty fun so far. It's in very early beta, but I mean, it's still pretty fun.
Ah, okay. I'm looking at the permissions, and it says members must use push to talk in this channel if this permission is disallowed.
Well, then turn that off or on or
Yeah,
whatever
I'm
it needs to be. Off or on or...
Like, yeah, and like the permission to speak was also off. Like, nope, you're not allowed.
That's why I was like, it was like I would hold my push to talk down. And then I
I'm
would
still
turn it off.
learning the whole Discord moderation thing. I think this is where I left off.
Okay, Amish, you should be able to switch out of push to talk.
I was gonna say the only thing you're probably going to hear is like the cats, but I think you hear the cats anyways when they walk around because they all have bells.
Yeah.
I hear them constantly in Ken's streams on. It's like, meow, meow, I'm being
Yeah,
adorable, love me.
Like you can hear 'em, like running around here. It's just like, well, I'm your cat. Don't get on my keyboard, but come here, I'll put you. You can sit in my lap, but you can't get up on the desk.
No, my cat wants to be on the desk right behind my keyboard.
Well, yeah, that's where every cat wants to be.
It's like, wait a minute, you're not giving me your full attention? What's wrong with you?
So what exactly, what kind of, in this game there's like, can you have different classes, or is it just built
Yes.
into the game?
Yeah, there's different classes.
I was literally just asking him about that.
Well, it's more or less like if it's gonna be like, kind of like a Skyrim thing. You can build your own classes, whatever.
No. What happens is, okay, you have, I think there's, as of now, there's 5 or 6, like, main classes. And
So
then,
it's like
and then there's mastery classes. There's 3 mastery classes after that.
Like, from what I've seen, it looks a lot like Diablo 2 with like some Diablo 3 elements sprinkled in it.
It does look a lot.
Actually,
like
let me
that.
show you. You
Like
can-
I like the Diablo 2 with Diablo 3 mix.
I mean, to be honest, that's kind of what people wanted out of Diablo 3, it just didn't happen.
I think Diablo 3 does okay. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Melee. Oh, god damn, my dog. He's gonna wake up my kid again. Be right back.
Don't wake up the kid.
Alright, so I'm a druid right now. Why does it show that I have 2 axes? Okay. They don't have... Okay, so say... You can be an acolyte. You can ascend into Lich, Necromancer, or Warlock.
So you can go. Okay, so you can have you have a main class and you have a sub, and you can have.
Then you have a mastery class, pretty much.
Right, which that's what I'm saying. You can have a sub. That's kind of neat.
If you look, yeah. I don't know what that one's gonna be.
To me.
I wonder what's the difference between the acolyte and the mage.
Well, that's the
Yeah, so-
acolyte is basically why can I not think of what it's called for some odd reason? A summoner. She can probably summon kind of like a witch doctor.
Well, let's see. An acolyte has embraced the corrupted nature of their power and uses the magic of blood and death, even at the expense of their own health. That's
So
a
it's-
lich.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's.
Necromancer, a commander of undeath. They send their animated thralls to battle, perfectly willing to sacrifice them as they deem fit. And then they haven't done Warlock yet. I'll probably come
wait,
soon.
So what's that? What is that over there that's like not glowing? That just looks like a shadow of a person.
I forgot what class that's gonna be. It's another.
Okay, so it's a class that they haven't even.
Yeah, that they haven't put in yet.
That's kind of neat.
You got.
Can you do multiplayer in this?
Yeah. I think.
That's pretty nice.
And then there's your. Oh, cool. So you can be a long-range mage, or you can be a fucking short mage. Like, imbue your sword and shit.
That's kind of dope.
This is what I'm doing. I want to be a fucking druid, shape-shifting and stuff.
Kind of like in the expansion of D2. how you could be like an Amazon woman and a druid. That was always fun.
Amazon was one of the original classes. You're thinking of druid and assassin.
No, you could have been an Amazon. And the expansion.
The expansion was druid and assassin. Amazon was one of the original classes.
Was it in D2? I thought it was D. I thought it was in D2.
D2 had original classes were Paladin, Amazon.
God, that was a nightmare. I played it on PC too. Like, I think it would be really fun to.
All new skills, items. I want to try out.
They're like lagging really hard.
Oh wow, I am, man. Holy shit, real bad.
Okay, so that wasn't just my end then.
No. But like the overall of this game, it looks good.
Yeah.
What was that last game that looked pretty good, but like the developers were basically just leaving the game like high, right? Wilson, that's what it was.
Yeah. I'm glad I only put $15 into that.
Like apparently the game itself looked really damn good and everything, but they changed a lot of what they were supposed to do graphically and skill wise. And in the end, they fired a whole bunch of people, hired new people, and basically, like, I'm not positive if like they told them this specifically, but it looks like they told them to just like copy everything Diablo 3 was doing, because like even a lot of the enemies looked almost exactly like the ones from Diablo 3, just tweaked a little bit.
Yeah, that's part of copyright infringement.
Well, as long as you change the figure in some way, 100%, they can't really be sued over it.
You
It's
can.
just-
You have to change it about at least 75 to 80%. I'm not sure on what, like, on video game wise because of how much time is put into it, how much coding's in it. But I know you can change. You have to change it at least 75% to be like, oh, it's mine.
Like, okay, you remember
I
the
didn't
butcher?
steal it.
You remember the butcher?
Oh yeah.
Okay. They made that a regular mob enemy, and all they really did was kind of like change his skin color a bit and open up his stomach more, where it has teeth in the middle.
But it's obviously, without a doubt, the butcher.
Yeah.
Oh.
And what sucked is like some of the very first comment on Steam for the game and everything is someone who's been like following the development of the game like since the very beginning, and he was just basically saying he was like disappointed on how they treated the community, because at first they had a forum on their website, which they eventually abandoned that but kept the site up. Then they went to Steam, and the moment you start getting negative feedback, they abandoned that and then made their own Discord. And they just kept jumping to a new platform every time it got negative. And they weren't like, you know, doing any of the things that they promised.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty.
I kind of hate Kickstarter in a way, just because like every time someone tries to kickstart a game, they get all this money. It's like, oh my god, we need to do so much more, and then like the vision for it gets so skewed, like you don't even know what the fuck they're making anymore.
That's what happened with Anthem.
Yeah.
They had no idea.
They should have never told people, yeah, we're releasing it by the end of next year. Like, no, we're releasing an alpha next year.
Yeah.
I think EA was just really pressed for like a win, because how badly the year went and everything.
Yeah.
But they just made it a hell of a lot worse.
Okay, people are already at the point where of like, if this doesn't do it, then I'm completely through with EA and I'm done supporting them in any shape, way, or form. And they knew that they had that kind of impression. So did BioWare, and we pushed it on through. Like, yep, it's really gonna be done when it releases.
Sure.
I mean, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, they already did that with pretty much the entire year, like just 2018.
But EA as a company probably definitely bounced back from that.
Well, the thing I don't know, because like by the end of the year last year, their stock dropped by half. That's really bad for a company. If it was over like the next 5 years, that's different. But to drop by half in like from June to December that quick, that's almost unheard of.
Oh no.
Like I looked at the EA stocks through their lifetime, and it was like, they had a good rise at the beginning and a slow but steady decline, and then you go to last year, there's just a huge fucking dip down.
Well, sometimes business, if you ever watch Wolf of Wall Street, I'm gonna sell penny stocks and then I'm gonna make those stocks go way high and sell them when they're way high and make money.
No.
Let's see, EA started in like the 1982, and from then on until around, I want to say a little bit before 2009, it looks like they had a fairly good increase throughout those couple years. After that, there's a huge tank from like right before 2009, a little bit after. Actually, they start going back up through 2017. And once you hit 2019, it's a huge ass drop off, like bigger than they had in 2009. They were at $48. Then when they hit 2009, they were at $16. Let's see, July 2018, they were at 148.
First off,
Yeah, first time.
How's the stream looking, guys?
you're still frozen.
Is it still cutting up?
Yeah.
Yep, and then they dropped about $60
Because
down.
it doesn't look like on my end.
Here, let me look at mine real quick.
Mine, you're frozen.
No, you're still moving on my end. You might want to just restart your page, Everest.
What? Summon Sabretooth?
Yeah, that's fine.
What?
Can you imagine fighting some dude, you're winning, out of nowhere he summons a Sabretooth, like, nope, I'm done. Bye. I'm done.
Where is it?
Okay. Can we all talk about the new egg SSDs?
What?
The team group stuff is actually not terrible. Like, team group,
They're getting better. Some of their
They
earlier
are.
stuff was basically shit.
they're getting through times, but like I think, Ken, do you still have that RAM that that Clinky gave you?
No.
No.
Sold that a while ago.
I was gonna say that's some That's Team Group
Yeah.
RAM. Like that's like first generation.
Did you hear about that? Frick, those RGB, like, J2 he posted a video that
Yeah.
the RGB, the LEDs were getting so damn hot on it, it was causing the drive to slow down.
Yep. Causing Windows a lot too. Oh wow. So I just went to see what all like kind of bundles they have going on for the Ryzen launch, like the
Oh yeah,
was it 50 years? AMD's 50 years.
50th anniversary.
Yeah, the anniversary. They got some like kind of cool deals. Like they got some motherboard deals like with it. That's kind of smart.
Okay, so who's doing motherboard deals?
Anyway, and then what I think is funny is like they also will throw in like Division or War Z, like Division 2.
Well, Division 2, I hear, was an awesome game.
It is. Michael has it for Xbox, and I sat there and watched him play.
Yeah, from what I hear, Division 2 is a huge improvement over Division 1.
Oh yeah.
Like, Division was one of those games that got better over time, but definitely was terrible at the beginning.
I think the first game was, I didn't play it hardcore, but more or less I think it was pretty decent for how much it was.
I wasn't really interested in it. I guess at the time I was just sick of just like so much Call of Duty stuff. I just didn't want to even look at another like, you know, army or spy type of game.
Right. Like,
Oh damn! Look at that cat.
What's that now?
Cat I just summoned. Fuck.
But yes,
What is
Adam,
that,
I did see the video you're talking about, Jay's 2 cents. It was the HyperX SSD.
yeah.
It wasn't even a review.
It wasn't a review about that. It was about why the computer won't boot.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was about. But and the reason why, you know, RGB my computer.
He's like, you will not believe what happened.
I think they're taking this whole RGB thing like too far, because now it's all about the number of LEDs that's in it instead of just the quality of it.
Oh yeah, it was creating so much heat it was making the damn thing slow down.
So does that mean if I have a very cold apartment, I can use it to heat up the room?
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll just keep the back side of the case, you know, back panel off, and leave the LED turned on. It's like, yep, it's now an extra 5 degrees warmer in my room now.
Well, like Odd, I don't know why, but Odd's computer, and I think it's because he had it overclocked, like his like RAM or his CPU so hot, and I was like, man, it's so hot in my room. I'm like, dude, what do you have?
No.
He had a 66K like overclocked, like some crazy number. I don't remember what it was, but he's like, it's so hot in here. I'm like, he's like, I gotta step away from my computer, gotta shut it off. It's so hot in here. I'm like, I'm over here with like with an Ivy Bridge 27 with the stock cooler on it.
I mean, what did he have for the cooler on it?
You know, like some like water cooler on it too, and I'm like, dude, you have that thing clocked way too high.
So like the radiator was basically just pumping the heat all into the room.
I guess. I'm just like, you must have either that RAM is like stupid clocked over, or that CPU
I mean,
is
RAM
clocked.
itself, yes, does get warm, but because it's so small and everything, you don't really feel much of a heat difference.
Can. Can, but yeah.
It won't be as much as the CPU.
Oh no, no, nearly no.
I mean, it was probably a combination. I'm sure the RAM was running a little warm, and the CPU was definitely running warm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Damn. So almost a whole entire complete kit build right now on Newegg. It's like a $600 build. All you have to do is add a graphics card into it
Yeah.
for $575. That's not bad.
I mean, I suppose you can make like a Ryzen 2200 or 2400G system for around that price, and then just add a graphics card afterwards.
That's what I told my uncle when we built the 2200 for my cousin. I was like, well, he needs a graphics card for this. I was like, down the road, you definitely need to add a graphics card to him so he can play games at 1080p fluently.
See, I have the 2400G in this, and I did get a graphics card, the 1660 Ti. My issue with the 2400G is that for like editing programs and such, the CPU is still lacking in that part.
Well, yeah, it's not meant to do that.
If you
No, he wasn't going to do that. He's like, I'm having issues with just playing Fortnite. Like, did you lower the settings? He's like, no. I'm like, lower the settings. It's not a $800, $900, $1,000, $1,000 computer. It was like, it's
yes, Hermes, what's a $10 computer?
yeah, I know. water cooled, a bunch of hard drives. You know. $100.
Well, if you take 10 and 100, that's just $1,000.
Shut up. I'm over here thinking about other things. But I wonder, Adam,
Aw.
I wonder if we put the 390 in that computer.
She's technically just being fat because
That's
390.
in the
What?
garage. No, my brother has a 390.
Oh God.
Could you imagine that thing in that computer?
Wow.
I don't think my brother cares if it goes to my uncle. That thing's a pretty powerhouse. It's a 4 gig card. It's a power color. What I was gonna suggest to my uncle is probably put a 570 in it.
Yeah.
A 570 would do just fine, and it would respond to everything will respond correctly.
That 570 or 1650?
More or less, probably a 570.
Don't you dare suggest a 1650.
No. It'd be probably a 570 or a 560. Because what can we get a
Whoa.
let's see.
Why are you lagging?
What's a 570 going for right now? 140?
Cheaper than the 1650, and that's also faster than the 1650.
Oh yeah, that's why I was more or less going that route.
Alright, yeah, this has definitely got some optimization issues.
You can see what you have running in the background. Actually, I'm guessing what it is, because I have stopped with certain games. Turn on VSync. Because while you're streaming, like, it's harder to actually, like, push through, like, 130 frames per second. Versus just turning on the VSync, and that helps
Yeah, after I'm done getting my ass swarmed. No.
Why did the 1660 go up? They were doing so good at that lower end. that low, less than $200, like less than $200. Come on.
It, most likely gonna turn price sales for the 1650.
It's more or less just like go buy them for 580 and stick it in there.
I can say that the 1616 newest, line of video cards and everything are definitely good cards. And the newest 650 that came out, like, everyone basically said the same thing. That has a very specific use case. If you're sticking it in a machine that's a little older, that doesn't have like the GPU power, the external GPU power to attach to it, then
Right.
1650 would work, and everything could just run off the actual PCB.
Right.
But since like it's slower than the 3-4-year-old card from AMD, like that doesn't make sense. And this is after they released drivers, and it's still slower.
That's annoying. I don't really like red and black, but this MSI 580 looks pretty sexy. Oh, look at that back. That's That's one thing I want to do for the 1060 that's in my computer. Oh snap! They got one. Oh, does it have the backplate too?
What's that, Aramis?
Oh, that's sweet. So on Newegg right now, they have the. I'm looking at the 5 series cards, and MSI released a newer 5 series. That's 8 gig variants for the 570 and the 580, and they're red, and they have a backlit to them that are pretty sick. Like I don't like red and black so much, but if somebody really wanted a red and black build, it would look really good in it. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about building.
I mean,
not
many games actually fully use like the full 8 gigs of like RAM and everything.
Oh yeah.
The 6 gig card is like more than adequate, honestly. Especially if you overclock the memory on it.
Well, it's 4 gigs or 8 gigs.
I thought that was a 6 gig variant.
Not for the 5 series cards. There might be. I don't think so.
You might be right.
There's a 16, an 8 gig, and a 4 gig. That's only NVIDIA. But you're right about that. And my personal opinion, I don't really think having a triple fan card is worth it.
A triple fan, it's only if you're trying to like get some high overclocks on it.
Well, the card itself usually has a little bit more kick into it. But usually,
I mean,
if you get,
go ahead.
I was gonna say if you get like, you can look everywhere and you can see a lot more issues out of the triple fan than the original dual fan or single fan, like a lower style or single. Like I have a single fan, super clock 1060, and I think it works just fine. It's not overclocked or anything. But it runs everything I need it to run. So.
Yeah, I still think like the EVGA cards have been doing pretty damn well.
That's what I have.
Like in terms of cooling and everything, they definitely give you enough like adequate cooling for this.
Oh yeah.
Like even like the single fan design, but like it's like usually a single fan, but like triple slot card.
I don't. No, this is only a single slot. No, dual slot.
I would say if you have a single slot, that's a tiny ass card.
Nah, it's a dual slot. But yeah, Gio, look at the new MSI Radeon design, Yarma MK2s. Those are it is like I'm not drawn to red so much, but I wish they would come out with like a white and black, which they have white and black, but that back plate is sexy. I want to make a back plate. I was thinking about upgrading cards.
Is it 570 or 580?
Either way, they both have them. Like I was gonna make a back plate for my.
I'm sorry, Mr. K. I'm sure like you want to talk about more about Last Epoch, kind of like over your stream.
Whatever. I mean, there's nobody else watching really. So.
Well, it's still like tech news. It's not like we're talking about.
That's true.
Yeah, something to.
Let's see, it's a $180 card.
Which isn't like that's like it's like actually pretty good. This picture, oh my god, this looks like some like oh what the heck? There's like a blacked out. What the hell? Oh, that backplate. I love backplates. Like if I had myself. Oh, I forgot. I have somebody at work who's got a vinyl printer, like T-shirts and stuff. And
I don't know. It is like having the card red and like an extra 4 gigs worth an extra $40 on it.
not really, but that backplate though.
Okay, don't take advice from Irvis when buying hardware, guys.
Nah. You know, so okay. The reveal comes down to what it can do, right?
I know. Okay, it's funny because the design that they have on this backplate and everything, there's a modder on YouTube and everything, and a lot of his designs have to do with almost these exact same lines on here. And like the backplate is not all that expensive for him to make. It's really not. It's the same plastic you would get on, on your side panel. Not glass, it's acrylic. And he would just cut it to size, and it already has like paper on it. So you would cut the design that you want on it. Strip away the stuff you don't need. Spray painted. Yeah.
We've watched the same person, trust me.
Oh, okay.
I'm aware, but I'm saying like to like somebody who doesn't have all that knowledge or that capabilities. That's a plus premium that you get part of that card, and then it looks good and it flows with it properly. Like that's the way it's supposed to be designed,
Yeah, my issue with this, like, is I know the cost now to make a backplate and everything that's like this. Is it much?
But it's metal. That's an actual metal backplate. These are usually backplates or not metal. Or those black plates are metal, not acrylic paint design on the back of it. No, I already thought about making myself a backplate for my 1060, and then making a power supply shroud as well off of the same person. No, it's not hard. It's just time and.
I just want the power supply shroud.
No, I'm more or less going to probably make both and then be done with it. No, I think one thing I really want to do with my income tax money is to build a computer and flip it.
How could you mentioning income tax in front of Ken over here? Off with you.
Oh god, what the hell is this thing? Oh god.
That's a good question. Now, Ken.
Oh my god.
Ken's more like, I'm trying not to die.
I don't.
That's what I like though. It's not like Diablo where the bosses are just pushovers.
Well, yeah, they're also like not super powerful, like we're used to being just power leveled, and even if we don't get power leveled.
Well, even when you're not super powerful, let's be honest, the bosses of Diablo 3 are pushovers.
Oh yeah, defeating Diablo himself, like when the game first came out,
What the hell?
was not very hard. The first time around, you'd have to go maybe 2 or 3
wait,
times before he even gets super hard. That's one thing I liked about Diablo 3 versus Diablo 2 is they brought in the adventure mode and you can play with everybody else.
Nah, Diablo 2 was a pain in the ass.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But it felt like you accomplished something after you beat him, though.
Oh yeah. Oh no, getting to Diablo and going through hell of it was like.
Well, that was the whole premise of the game. You're going through, like, you know, the hordes of hell and everything, so it has to be some kind of a challenge.
But then it's like, you get to restart, have fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's you're gonna play again. I'll play a game. I just spent 12 hours trying to go through this whole entire thing. And this is what I get for beating the last boss. I get to do it all over again.
Where was the show?
But it took more than 12 hours. I think my brothers who play, like, cause I don't think I ever, without mods and stuff, by myself. I think my brothers are the only ones that
Yes,
actually
I'm
went.
going back to the future. Okay.
Right, you're still technically in the past right now?
Well, I'm going back to the past.
Okay.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know what's going on.
Adam, Ken, you're going back to.
So which Back to the Future movie we're talking about?
We're wearing pockets on. We're walking around with our pockets outside of the clothes, like they're pulled out of them, inside out, you know.
It'd be funny if they had a reference to the movie in here.
Find the quartermaster.
It could be as simple as an NPC. It's like, yes, some guy came through here asking about a hoverboard. Don't know what the hell that is. That saber is fucking deadly.
But it makes me laugh. Like if you go online, you go to like Craigslist or you go to Facebook Marketplace, you can people selling like 1060s, like 6 gig variances and the 3 gig variances for like $200. I'm like, that's not even worth it. Why would I want to spend
Okay,
that much?
that's with almost anything really. I think because like they spent a certain amount that they should get all their money back for it, or like, you know, 90% of it.
Nope.
Like, that
You know
product
how
is
many
no longer
times
worth that.
I fucking, for fun, sometimes I'll go on Facebook, I'll look for an overpriced build, and like, they'll list every part. I'll go on PC Part Picker and rebuild it, and send them the link, and they're like, no, that's fake. No, you couldn't build that for this. That's fake.
I could see. Okay.
Go ahead. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I love the channels on not on Facebook, but on YouTube that actually they do this for a living, or they're actually go find links on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, anything where you can sell something yourself, and actually like be on the phone with these people. It's like, why are you overcharging me on these bills? Like, I mean, that's a 1030 in there. That's not worth like you know, $1,000 in this build.
It's $75 a month.
And I'm like, okay. So I'd like you to try something. Go take your car that you bought 5 years ago from the dealership and go and ask them for full price back.
Well, it's kind of like, I could see if somebody built like a computer about 4 or 5 months ago, or just built a computer and then like gave it, because that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna build the computer, basically build it to be like, this computer can do this, 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 and this, and then sell it, because you know, put it for like $100 of whatever I put together, you know. That's my gas, that's my time, and everything else that I put into it.
Okay.
Here you go. Here's the $500 computer that I.
So they want me to take them to the past with me, so they can escape the
future. Wouldn't that fuck up the past more in a way?
I don't know. Timey-wimey. Ask the doctor, he'll know.
I mean, it's just gonna be like the movie The Butterfly Effect, where like no matter what you do, you get screwed.
Yeah.
Timey-wimey, that's all I know.
Change the timeline of that specific past because you're branching off into a new, like, you know, timeline.
Exactly. Yes.
So then
have you guys seen Avengers, the new Avengers movies yet?
No.
God damn it, go see it. I want to talk about it.
Okay, the one with Spider-Man in it?
The Endgame, the one that just came out?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah, okay, then I can't talk about it. God damn it.
The last one I watched was the one where Spider-Man was finally in an Avengers movie.
Yeah, the one where he didn't feel so good at the end.
Yes. I love the meme for that one, where they use SpongeBob and like also use Mr. Krabs and Squidward. Like, I finally let you put him in a movie, and you kill him.
Go see it so I can talk about.
I was thinking about going to see it on Thursday or
I
wanted to go see it tomorrow, but I thought I had Wednesday off. No, I have Thursday off with Rachel. But Rachel's like, I'm not going to see it. Like, well, 'cause you're a bud.
Yeah. No, it was real good.
I definitely want to see it. Like, the last one left me at such a huge cliffhanger. I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Oh my god.
There's
First 20 minutes, I was like, what? I'm just like, huh? So yeah, go see it. I can't say anything without giving anything away, but I was
Ken, that's what I like about you. You're spoiler free.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to spoil a movie for somebody. That's not cool.
not cool.
Oh yeah, you're really into a series. By the way, this character dies. Why would you tell me that?
I did post spoilers.
I'll be right back.
A picture of my spoiler.
Going to use the bathroom.
He's going to take a tinkle.
Yes.
Well, we gotta order that stuff. So
We have to order that stuff after I get using the restroom.
just pee all over your keyboard and it will magically order everything.
Yeah, I wish that was it.
It should probably be less cryptic because it sounds like you're ordering drugs. I'm just saying.
We're ordering lots and lots of cocaine.
Exactly.
Well, can we use your deep web login? Mine's got hacked.
The what?
Your
web?
deep web login? We're buying cocaine?
Oh, I was buying more than that. But let me say.
God damn.
Damn.
I need your Silk Road login, man.
Right.
You know, it's funny because someone could join in right now, and you could be like, "Oh, we're just talking about, GTA 5."
Actually, we're on stream right now, but whatever.
I'm
It's
just
not
saying,
like we're
if someone
serious.
joined in right now,
Nobody's gonna come in here and be like, what the fuck is this dude?
oh, it's GTA 5. There, that's cool.
Alright, I'll be back.
Alright.
So, did you turn VSync on for this game?
No.
Because I have trouble streaming. What is it? Warframe on this.
It
Yeah.
seems to be going pretty.
Well, it only happens when you're getting more into like the action stuff. If you're just walking around, it's fine.
Part where I'm struggling to stay alive.
It's skipping again. It seems to depend on like where you're walking around in. You definitely need the social chat. That's the one you need.
No.
Wait, you can do half VSync? What's half VSync?
I don't know. Darn, that's a lot of gold.
25,000? Yeah, I would love that much gold in real life.
Imagine that like, each coin is like a few ounces a piece of pure gold. Hell yeah!
Yeah, except you would have to find somewhere where they actually, sell gold. Well, buy gold at a reasonable price instead of trying to stiff you so they can, sell it for more.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the only reason I wouldn't want to like be in the game of like selling resources, because everyone is always trying to like stiff you in some way. So is that your stash right there?
Mm-hmm. Time is it?
Yeah, almost midnight. You get about 26 minutes until midnight.
What time do I have to be at work tomorrow? Because I got a new schedule and I don't remember. Hey Google, find my phone.
Alright, your SMG 950U should be ringing now.
No, not my SMG. I don't need my submachine gun. Your SMG should be going off now. Holy fuck!
Terrible.
Hold on.
Please don't have a voice activate the SMG. There's actually a pretty huge list of people like streaming the last epoch right now.
Well, yeah.
1, 2, 3,
Just came
4,
out.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. So there's like 54 people, including you.
Yeah.
I guess what I like about when I hit the last epoch and seeing who's streaming and everything, it doesn't tell you how many likes or anything. So then like you can't base your decision on like just who has the most likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still shows you the viewers though.
Aimless Gigs is following me on Twitter. Wow. Twitch, not Twitter. Wow.
You're doing better than a lot of people apparently, because like right after you, there's like quite a bit of people that just have either one or nobody.
Let's go crush their streams.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. There's 21 people behind you. Even if it's just like just me, you, and Aramis chilling out here, you're still doing better than everybody else.
Wanna go?
Yeah, looks like there's one guy who's.
Who's the guy right above me? Or below me, or whatever?
I don't know.
Link me to his channel. I wanna go say hi.
I could find you real quick. Right below you?
Yeah. I wanna go say hi.
I think someone called Kelty. They also have reviews, but for some reason you're ahead of them. I don't know why.
Okay, give me somebody with one viewer.
Just one viewer? Okay,
Yes, link me.
Hold on a second, dude.
Link me now!
Well, let's see. There's a person that says I'm showing up and build, and something the LeBron James of the last epoch is back. I wouldn't say no to that one because his name is your boy.
Oh god, no. No. No, actually link me. I want to just get in on the stream and just be like, "You're not my boy! Go home!"
Give me a second.
Yeah, link me. I'm gonna go mess with him.
Hold on, I need the share button. Okay, let's see. There you go.
What's he playing? Let's see. LeBron James.
I'm sorry. The name, the person does not match the person.
You're not my boy. I'm your father.
He's just some regular dude. He's like, but the name does not match the persona at all. Like he could. I think he just saw the comment. Yes, he did. He's laughing off. He's laughing about it. He just.
Can hardly hear him. Only because of my game sounds. Yes, we're crashing.
Yeah, actually, I don't know, man. If I can make it to 50 with this class, I'm like always thinking about it. I'm already like thinking about it. Just juicy, like 29 class. Taking maintenance.
I feel like he should change his name to like
Alright, I'll make it. I
like
think
if
I'll
his name was like just James, it'd be like James the Beard.
What do you think of the game so far? I like it. I'm trying to think of like things I like and things I don't like actually. So I like the gamers right now. Like just having some endless end game with a leaderboard, I think that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
And I like how the arena feels. I haven't tried or haven't heard anything about the new engine, the monolithic fatal, which I don't know what that is. But I'm sure it's good. If it's not good, it's whatever you have the arena to do.
This guy seems pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, like I
I don't
gotta just change the name.
I'm expecting really soon.
I'm gonna assume that his name is James,
So yeah, I like
and I
the
want him to
name, I
change
like
his name to
just
James the Beard.
it's pretty sweet. Like all these spells and spells and all that stuff. Even though there's a random content as well. Like just the fact that they come out instantly is
What?
I think it's like, cause I know the game feels good, but I think that's why it feels good. Mostly. Things that are annoying is sometimes when you click in the like, sometimes it's like a click here, so it works with this tree, like I can click through it, but some terrain you can't click through it, and it fucks up your movement. It's a big thing. Other thing, I don't know. I mean, it's a bit just the lagging of things. I think that's not really a real concern. No, no, thanks for saying that question. No, I'm just, it's just like,
I think he just said that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Havoc from PoE, but
Hmm.
his name is, he used to be that, call himself a legend of PoE. So I'm just stealing the joke, or the meme if you will. Just because I won the race in the open game, whatever that was, after the Kickstarter. Yeah, I don't know what they're apart from that like movement thing, and apart from like just a lack of things to do with the spells that they'll be skipping over.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I might do a buy a new stream if I can. I don't know how long I'll be streaming. I kind of like wanna get to one of the shapeshift forms, but
I mean, we're not
I
doing this
basically I
exactly.
haven't
So.
really arenaed since a few months.
So okay, so he is playing Shaman then.
So I'm
Not
not
Shaman.
sure.
No, he's playing a Necro, it looks like.
So I wonder if it's realistic. I know I can do it pretty fast with Primalist, especially with the new Druid ascendancy is so crazy, so funny.
He's a,
but I kind of want to try this one too. Yeah, dude, it's dope.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's really, it's really annoying to not have something limited the whole time. It's just like, yeah, for sure.
Let's see.
so you can go back to the other
And
class.
this one should be fun for you to look at.
I don't know.
There's still like, I think Diablo is good. Okay.
He definitely seems like he knows a bit more about the game that he's been playing for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's probably been playing since beta.
I feel like people don't like that game for some reason. I'm not sure why, honestly.
Actually, he's well, according to Dice, he's trying out the new stuff. So he's definitely been in the alpha.
Nice. Okay, I just actually, like, I might just, not reload, but like, just go back.
So apparently, like you're like one of the new things is being able to transform into a Spriggan.
Yeah.
So is it like 4%?
You know, see, now I want to do a podcast where we just like drop in on people on Twitch.
That would be fun.
I mean, this is like
Like, like we go to someone who's just like, you know, super low on the totem pole.
This looks nice actually.
So,
Bleed on hits, 100% bleed. Poison bleed, 100% poison. Poison protection. 100% chance to bleed on hit. The self-inflicted bleed is not improved by your stats. That's so crazy. So I mean, this is so you get like pretty much 50% chance for free. Can you get that reasonably? You don't really want this anymore. You need 2 points here. 2.7.
oh wow. Okay.
Points for 2 ward. I don't think Mark on this is reliable. Probably not. But can you change it? Oh, you can. Okay, so maybe there's something else here. Poison prediction, crit prediction. That's new actually. I don't think it's been this before. Oh, no, sorry, no, that's there we go.
Oh, I'm
I don't know what food is.
Oh, it looks like he's using a blue
Okay.
Yeti.
I know chill is good.
I don't think he knows how to
Efficiency
cheat.
is insane. First duration.
That sounds good.
Among prisoners greeted you. Around the effect of the
Yeah, because one of the difficulties I had was I had difficulties like setting up
Yeah,
the
using
audio
the-
between Discord and
That might be-
live streaming, where somehow it would like do both at the same time.
Hmm.
Or nothing less to put this one up. I'll probably skip just because like it's just annoying to manage. I don't have.
I mean, a lot of people end up just basically skipping it, like they don't feel like fucking with the audio.
Just listen to you guys.
I don't blame them.
But I'll just try it when maybe hang out with me on this TV. Yeah, I'll do that. If you guys play this game, be nice to have some people.
That spear though, like he's right, he's just kind of obliterating things.
Alright, so I'll just. And I just have to get there, right? That's crazy. 160 views for 4 things. Put this on. This here. What the fuck? It feels so good. It's so fast.
Oh, that looks awesome.
What, did you just check out the spear?
Yeah.
That he was like surprised how quick the spear is, because it's
Sand bomb for this.
just a huge swipe in 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll for sure. I don't know if you guys like use it a lot to like. Why is this yellow? Is it the new green? Yeah, if you guys just like chat about the game too, for sure participate. I don't think any of my friends play this game. Any of my crew friends in here. Or just friends of them. Never really I'll hang out with some people in the community, but that's about it. I'm like kind of friends with Blue Riot. Alright. So what's that Discord? Is it like real life friends of yours? Or? Yeah, I can't believe how good this queue is. It's crazy. So juicy. The thing is, like, whenever I test build, I usually test them on Masochist, and like I'd never put it on Masochist. It's just stupid. Like, you're just never gonna make it in there. So realistically, I mean, this is like pretty fast gas time. So yeah, this seems pretty good. So this feels like super good. Feels like I actually don't know anything about the weapons in this game. Oh, okay, cool. And those are always fun to have around them. So I just wanted to visit that really quick. I just don't know. There must be a weapon that has like. You just started looking this thing? Yeah. No, it's good. Like. Yeah, just the gameplay is good. I'm stupid, I should just get this.
Yeah, the dude's actually pretty laid back.
So this one. I did not put them in. So, I mean, I can scale it. What am I gonna do? So, yeah, all I get is base damage. I mean, this is 60. I think base damage scales stats.
Yeah, no, that looks like a fun class.
Yeah, the normal difficulty in this game is like just easy enough, basically. So like you guys obviously played some RPGs and stuff, but so you go like kind of well. But even if you're like a complete newbie, I think you can just use whatever skills they give you at the start, and then like I feel like every like level 5 skill you get here, they're always like super fucking good. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I know druids.
Is that what he's using right now in Acolyte?
It was crazy before.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't like the druid gets such insane talents compared to like before. I just like use. I would use fucking shaman talents or whatever that would give me like some damage and stuff. But the druids like it's always
The
like damage,
ARPGs.
it's just like damage and mana.
Yeah, action RPGs.
Yeah, insane.
Cause I couldn't just call this a regular just RPG.
Yeah, no.
It's just as good as before and better.
That's the whole genre of this is action
Normally it's best
RPG.
What's the DP? Yeah. Whichever. I used to play DP a lot too. Yeah, I mean if you play any, I think any
Alright, so let's
RPG,
see.
you'll be good enough to start this for sure. And it's like, yeah, as you say, like even if you don't know everything, it really doesn't matter. You're not gonna like scuff your build big time by like fucking
Like literally like just us joining him put him up like 10, 12
and like the POH.
Hey, he's a cool streamer. I'd like to see him, you know. Yeah, I'd like to see him.
And
Get
once you
out
get to
there.
the arena, which is like where the kind of is.
Yeah,
You just
I
got so
actually
much
pressed the
XP
follow
from
button.
it, and so much
Yeah, me
gold.
too.
You can respec fix it. If you know what you're doing. But that's nice. So I'm curious to see how much more like the main quest content there is.
I can definitely see a lot
I'm
of
not sure what to expect.
like a lot of D2 in this, but then a lot of like Path of Exile. But that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good thing.
What?
Path of Exile is just way
Yeah.
too like overbearing. I think.
I feel it's one of those games. If you're gonna play it, it's gonna be the only thing you're playing. Otherwise, you're gonna be lost the whole time.
That's how I felt. I
I'm seeing
felt
so much
lost
progress,
the
and
whole
this
damn
strict,
time.
not what I'm paying.
I still try Path of Exile from time to time, but when you don't have anyone to really just like go on the like
Thank you,
adventure together and
Mr.
everything,
Honest
you feel even more lost.
That seems like way too much food. But I'm not very good. I ain't complaining. I'll see. I guess if I crit like 50% of the time, or maybe I can. Can I look in my location? There is. The base crit chance is 5%. Makes sense then. I don't want this guy having another guy. So I have 6 points now. I think this looks a little inadequate. Vitality. Your minions of like you as well if you summon a minion. That's just gonna be annoying to use, I think. Unless it works on like minion procs, then I could just like this thing or whatever. Right? That's too far away. I'll just charge the HP, I guess. Unless this is good. More retention.
Like, I feel like I could actually sit down and watch
I
him.
feel like with poison the enemies around me.
Very down to earth and
Help you check. You summoned the Reverend Decaying. Yeah, sure. I'm from the. I haven't interacted with too many people, but from what I've seen, most people in the community like kind of okay.
kind of okay.
It seems like more like old school people and stuff. Yeah, thanks. I'll help you on the Discord.
That was fun. I mean, we just picked someone random and like his name just stood out. Like, oh my god, he has to be cringy as hell.
But he actually ended up being like really freaking cool. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think Aramis might
Hopefully
have...
that's a conversation we could actually have with him eventually. Like, dude, we thought you were gonna be so cringy.
Well, you need to tell him. You need to change your name to JC the Beard.
Oh, he actually did join the Discord.
Oh, nice.
Although, you might want to remove some things off of the welcome map because the first thing you see is like the dude taking a shower pretending to be a girl and then the guy shaking his belly.
Yeah, it shouldn't be in there. I'm just...
Just saying, if I see that in Discord, I think I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I wonder if we should make like like multiple podcast rooms, just so like you can have people pop in and out during a podcast. Or if like someone, if say someone wants to reserve one, they would like talk to you first or something.
Well, what I could do if this becomes a streaming community, I can make a streamer tag, and then only they would have access to this. This was just kind of a, off the cuff type of thing.
Well, the thing is, the problem could be like if someone has a fairly good streaming and everything, and maybe more or like meme lord type of people on here decide to like crash the stream and just fuck it up and shit.
I don't think anybody around here would do that. We meme a lot, but we don't fuck with people.
I fuck with my nose.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, there was the one day like I was just like fucking around playing Warframe, and what was his name? No more Mr. Knife Guy or whatever. He was playing as well, and then Blurry joins in, and he was just like, "Boy, I'm gonna get that ass," and like,
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
well, that's because everybody had beef with him, and
Like, yeah, Fatty filled me in and everything. It's just the fact that like at the time I was just trying to chill out and everything, and Blurry was like fucking with me just because he couldn't get to like the other dude.
well, that's why I put a stop to that.
I mean, I think that's like the worst thing that's even happened on this like Discord anyway.
That's
At least to me.
if anybody from Fatty's community comes in, I let them know up front this is not a freaking like shitlord. Then that kind of shit won't fly here.
Bring me back into the chat. I'm in
Oh shit! Why don't we just go? Why are we even up here? Just go into fucking hang out.
There we go.
I
And
just-
just here.
I don't know why the hell we were hiding anyways.
Well, we were still like in the middle of your lecture. Yeah.
I stubbed my toe. I hit my chair. My
You stubbed your toe on your nipple.
yeah, my my nipples are so rock hard. It does not even touch. They touch the floor. That hard.
Oh god.
Aramis, my worst fear is stubbing my toe on a coffee table.
That is a legit fear.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't understand. As a child, I did it so often in a row. Like, it was like 5 to 8 times in a row that I'm like just backing away slowly from my coffee table. Like, I'm watching out for you.
We're going to go into the realm of Aramis.
So, I don't know. I was thinking about upgrading. If I was gonna upgrade my computer, like anything in my computer, I'd probably upgrade the motherboard and change out the case. I really, when I built,
Okay,
when I
what
built,
got in it so far?
well, what I have in it is a 1700 and a 1060.
Okay.
I don't remember what the hard drive is exactly. I think it's a terabyte. No, it's 500 gig.
I mean, the hard drive, as long as it's like 7200, that's still good. Like 7200 RPM, like
Oh, yeah.
hard drive.
I probably should upgrade my hard drive, which is kind of cheap, to a regular drive. And then I wanted to upgrade my motherboard. And then I wanted to swap cases. I wanted to go in.
What's the motherboard?
I have a 350 Asus Aura.
I would definitely upgrade the motherboard. Right now, like, to get the most out of your CPU, I would go with an MSI B450 or 470. because out of all the boards that were released last year, they're the only ones that released boards that had like really good VRM chips on them.
Well, yeah, I know what board I would go into, but it's more or less of I wanted to go to like a micro ATX case.
Yeah, since you have a 1700, I would probably get a 470, just because some of the B450 have a little trouble running like anything that's like past a 6 score.
Right.
Like you could
That was
do
just-
it, you could
that
do it, but
board's,
go
that
ahead.
board's flat. Like that board's the board's flashy enough and it's nice and everything. I just want a different case because I really don't. When I bought the case, I liked the design of the outside of the case, but the way you have to like cable mod everything, like the cable mod,
Cable manage.
cable manage. It's a Corsair case, and I really don't think the. I wish. Okay, so my favorite case right now, like budget case wise, that's not like $100 plus because I really don't want to spend that much money on another case.
Then you wouldn't want my case then.
Well, the case I was thinking about going was was the upgraded version of the Cooler Master, which is a Q300. I was thinking about going with the better version of the 300 series by Cooler Master because I really liked building in the Q300L, which was really nice. I actually did like the cable managing in that case was fantastic. I think for $40 that case was so it was cheap. It felt cheap, but it legit was probably one of the better micro cases they built in. One, you can sit it on its side. Two, you can sit it on its like horizontal.
Is that the old case that Adam had? That was like almost like a perfect square.
No, not a cube. It's not a cube.
Okay.
It is. Here, I'll send you a link. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's exactly what I built in, and I was just gonna go with like the better version of what that case is. If they made a case like that, like if Cooler Master
Oh yeah,
made a case,
I've seen the case. It's a very nice case.
like
you said from the outside it looks great, but yeah, cable management's kind of yeah.
no, the cable managing that, no, it is really nice. I legit would recommend if somebody wanted a budget case to go with that.
Mhm.
'Cause that's what the $350 build is. That's the case, and I was like, damn, this is nice. So I was like, I wanted to go with the little bit more bigger version of what that case is.
I don't know if Ken told you, but I'm trying to start basically a computer build and repair company down here in like just Grove City, because this is like my local area and all that. And
Oh, yeah.
one of the builds I was working on and everything, so I can show off, was actually one in that case because it's just a nice looking case.
It is. I was gonna go with the Q300P, which is a little bit nicer, a little bit more like it's almost double in price. And nice handles on it, and really like it. I didn't care to take out the whole motherboard and take out the power supply or anything like that in that case. Like if I had to take the power supply, all the cables, and redo my cable managing in the case I have now, which is a
Okay.
nightmare.
This reminds me of that fancy, I think it was like the H500 or something, Cooler Master. Just because of that front panel and like how the intake works. Yeah, it looks like they're just mixing those two different cases. See if I can find it.
Actually made the tempered glass version on my old.
Yes, they did.
It was from NZXT. There we go.
Yeah, and DXT mix are.
No, that's not the easy one.
Oh yes, we are.
Corsair. Yeah, the Corsair H500. Like when it first came out, it was more about aesthetics and like it actually performed like shit. What's that, kid?
No, we're kidding. We're getting Adam some LED headlights for his car, so he's going. He's basically he's going to be the douchebag that runs around and blinds people. He's not going to be the douchebag that runs around.
Okay, but like the front of the case you just showed me like reminds me of this one. I just sent you the link.
Yeah, the H100. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, it's a good case. The one thing that Cooler Master and that like the higher end cases have been doing is it's an actual lifted. It's lifted from the back properly.
Well, because when they first came out with that case, people they loved the look of it, but they hated the performance because it didn't have enough airflow, and the fans were basically choking themselves.
Right.
And then,
Right.
you know, after Gamers Nexus like made their own like mesh version, they came out with their own mesh as well, and they fixed all the problems they had with it. So, like the case you showed me looks like the Q300 and the H500 like had a baby.
Right. Well, that's why I kind of like. I really do like Cooler Master cases and stuff like that, and then
You make
I don't know.
cargo
Everybody
brands.
kind of like. I think everybody kind of bashes on them.
What?
Cooler Master. The only
Well-
thing people don't really bash on Cooler Master for is the 212 Evo, and the 212 Evo I think does
Wow.
Okay,
an
they
amazing job for a cool.
they bash on them because it seems like Cooler Master is somehow like late to a lot of trends.
Yeah,
Like
but
things like
they make their own trend as well a little bit.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased.
Well, when Cooler Master made like a shit ton of like good cases back in the day, and then like whenever they come up with a bad case, like it really hits their marketing quite a bit. Like, not every case can be a winner, you know.
Yeah, no, just like the there's some N1 cases that nobody really wants.
No.
Or there's like cases that N1 makes and DXT, like there's plenty of case manufacturers that make goods that cost way too much for what they are.
Like, I mean, certain cases have fairly bad airflow, which like they would still be good for like an APU build, like because it's not gonna be drawing a lot of power, like so not a lot of heat. You can still use them in those, which I'm okay with that, because then you have a fairly good looking build if you want to build an APU system.
Right.
Like right now, I'm a fan of the Fantex cases.
Oh yeah, Fantex makes. They make
Yeah, right now I have the Fantex N2 Pro M.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Is one thing about those cases, and like one thing about case manufacturers,
Oh, what I get.
and like Corsair, I think that they're the way they have to make you cable manage their cables and manage some things inside of the cases are terrible. Just out of date. You know, it should be easier to, or make it a little easier on people to route
Oh, dude.
certain cables.
Alright, I just sent you a link. That's the case I'm rocking with right now.
I know exactly. I've seen your computer.
Lies.
No, like I know exactly
Seen.
what computer case you're talking about.
Although, if you look at the picture for the Pro M, it has a little label on the shroud that says Fantex. Mine wasn't even fully on. It actually fell off, but I'm kind of grateful for that anyway. Because I didn't want their logo smack dab in the middle right there. Like, despite being a fan of like their cases and everything, I don't need like a a giant logo sticker.
Right.
It's kind of like, I like my case for that reason. It doesn't have a giant logo anywhere. It's very subdued.
Well, that's kind of like why I like the logo, like the Corsair. The Corsair has like a small little logo on the front, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all that's all it should be. Like, you have enough that you know whose case it is, but it's not screaming like, "This is Corsair, this is Corsair."
I just see a lot of builds these days that are just like they're screaming like 4 or 5 different names at you when you look at it, and it just feels like a clusterfuck of just branding.
I mean, I know MSI puts like their name and the name of the card like pretty big along the side of it.
And so does EVGA does too.
Yeah.
And so does a lot of manufacturers do that.
I mean,
And it
I
looks good.
I mean, I feel that's okay, just because, like, say you're showing off your build on YouTube or whatever, a lot of people usually want to know, like, what graphics card you're running, like, who is it from, because of the type of performance that you're getting. So, I feel like there it's okay.
I hate it on AIO coolers though too. It's like smack dab in the center of your build. Branding.
Corsair has done a fairly... No, sorry, it's not Corsair, but Cooler Master has done a good job where, like, you see the shape of their logo, but it's not, like, really in your face.
I do like that. That's really nice.
Like, you can tell it's them, but it's a very sleek design.
I like my AIO for that purpose. It's got no branding on it. It's just got a very
Oh yeah. No, I like that case.
I mean, I have
And
a Be Quiet cooler. Like, you could definitely see the branding on it, but it's small enough where, like, I don't feel like it's really in my face.
well, it's kind of like Two Toe Vivos. Like Cooler Master has a big, huge smack dab logo on them. This is Cooler Master, but Cooler Master's done that for years, and it's not like everywhere
Mm-hmm.
on their coolers. I think I still have it, or I didn't take it with us. One of the two, I don't remember. But somewhere around here, there is an old computer build that I have. That was a Cooler Master cooler that was on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was exactly.
I have an old like gateway computer, like where it's just like an all-in-one, like the screen and the computer is the same piece.
Right.
And like I want to see if I can somehow like adapt like some of the old parts to like a newer motherboard, and just make an old like retro computer out of it, like retro gaming computer, like where I can play like Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo games on it.
Mm. Truly wouldn't be worth it.
Well, it's mostly because of the CRT like screen on it, and like those CRT TVs, like they show like the most minimal lag, when you're playing old games like that.
It doesn't matter on modern emulators though.
Yeah.
If you're
It's more like input lag than anything else.
modern emulators shouldn't have a problem. It's if you're playing on original hardware, yeah, CRT is amazing for that
Yep.
because it doesn't stretch the image, and you know, I'm not sure if it makes much of a difference otherwise.
I mean, some people are really hardcore about it, where like for some reason they can tell like the slightest little bit of lag on it. It's like no, it's not good enough.
I'm glad I'm not like that. Like,
Like I've never really noticed it, but I figured, why the hell not? Since I have it, it'd just be a cool little project to do.
Oh no, to make it a retro computer, like you said it has a screen built into the case.
Yeah.
yeah, it was an all-in-one.
Let's see if I can find something
So
similar.
wait, it's an actual all-in-one computer that all you have to do is plug in a mouse and a keyboard and power cord.
Yeah.
Kind of like the old iMacs.
Right. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about now. You, there, I believe there is a way to cut them and put in new stuff.
There definitely is.
But the hardest part is to get video. That's the hardest part.
Like I'm trying to see if I can find anything similar.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's one thing I'm shocked that you don't see a lot of people on YouTube. Oh, there's plenty of Dells and HP and all-in-one computers. Heck, MSI made a all-in-one gaming computer about 4 or 5 years ago. If memory
Yeah.
serves me.
Wasn't MSI? I know there's also one of the system integrators that did it.
Like this is a very, very old computer. Because even when my parents bought it, it was old even back then. Like this is something we bought at it was some kind of like warehouse where like everyone was selling old hardware and everything. But then I can't even find a picture of it. It's like almost kind of round.
Because my favorites are when you
Found it. Like I literally found the exact one somehow.
see like the retro G3 Mac.
Quick image. Yeah, I'm just gonna post it in text chat. Like you remember these.
Who remembers these?
I'm pretty sure it was my first computer. There you go. It's in tech chat now.
It's not gonna.
What do you think, Aramis? Is that the computer of your dreams?
Oh, yeah. But there's, the thing about it is getting the video display to work.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do is put just a regular LCD screen inside of it.
See, I could do that, but I really want to use the original screen if I can.
Might not.
It has a basic 24 pin, and the 24 pin is like wired in a way that like it goes to like some kind of like slot looking thing, and that's how it connects to the screen.
Right. It's
So-
more finding an adapter to adapt that to like DVI or.
No, what I'm saying is like with the connections on it, I actually might not need an adapter,
Maybe.
but we'll see. because it's a basic 24 pin connecting the screen and the rest of the computer. And
But
like,
you could probably make if you really wanted to make it with an LCD screen and you put a LCD screen in it, put a like newer motherboard and card in it, and basically
like
have
the
like
SD,
a USB hub.
the plastic
side.
shroud around it and everything, it's slightly curved, and so is the screen. So I would have to find a curved LCD to put in it for it to fit properly.
Nah, I'd have to look at it.
Like if it was just a straight square, then yes, I would like an LCD would work just fine and everything. But like no, like the screen and the actual case itself is curved in a way that like if I put an LCD, there's gonna be gaps in the corners. And I would have to actually cut some of the casing around it so I can make it completely flush.
I would have to look at it and be like, okay.
I mean, that's one reason I don't want to use an LCD. I don't feel like putting in the work to like cutting it. If I can just make the screen work, and I'm like yep, good enough.
Right.
Like the bottom half of that case where you actually see like the floppy disk drive and everything, that whole bottom half is where you actually have the computer. The rest of it is just the screen.
right.
Like, I'd probably change out the fan that it came with. Like any modern fan would do better than what it has in there now.
Well, yeah.
Like I'm thinking probably like the 240 GE as the CPU would be enough for that. I'm definitely not planning on putting a graphics card in that.
Well, no. But if you wanted to make like a super like high-end desktop in that and make it like a sleeper, you know, those builds look sweet. My favorite is when people take I think that's what those are. The old, like it had a handle on the back end of it. On the back of the iMac.
No.
Is it a G3? What are those?
I think those are just called iMacs.
The old iMacs.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they go by. I don't know if they actually have any other designation.
I swear they were.
Now, was it almost the same shape as the one I had put in Tech Check?
Yeah.
Yeah, they came in all different colors.
Around. Yeah, they're
and-
colored. And
Like,
stuff.
literally, I just typed in old iMac computer and I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably pull them off straight up.
Like, literally the first one. Like, the first, like, 8 of them.
Yeah.
People make all kinds of crazy things. People make fish tanks out of them.
Yeah, those are fun.
People make cat beds out of them.
I don't think I've ever seen a cat bed made out of them.
You just take the monitor out and you put a pillow in it.
True.
Nah, I need to see a combo with a computer and a water tank.
There's probably one of those.
Someone tried and failed drastically, where like it ended up being mostly just a fish tank instead of a computer.
I've heard people, it would heat up the water too much and it would kill the fish.
No, like an actual fish tank.
There you go, Iris. Just posted a few more like old computers in text chat.
Well, yeah. It's the first Apple computer. It's a Lisa. So I was like, what is it? What is that? Yeah. What is that damn girl's name? Lisa.
And goddamn though, like computer companies, like yes, they're petty now, but I think they were even worse back in the day. This person stole the company from this person, screwing over these people.
Right.
And I forget who it was. It was either Apple or like person who has the Microsoft company who originally stole like the entire company from the people who made the program in the first place.
Steve Jobs designed. Basically, Bill Gates came in, designed what Bill Gates came out first, software design wise, because he stole it from him, because Bill Gates put it out, and then.
I mean, it's the same thing with Facebook. Like, it was originally software used for like a
Dating
school,
website.
like a school social website and everything.
Who
And
was?
the guy who owns Facebook now, like Facebook was originally a program used for only a school. It was a school social program, and he stole all the data from it and sold it as his own and turned it into Facebook.
Well, yeah.
And the guys that he was working with are like, what the fuck? Because he didn't come up with a single idea. He literally just took everything and sold it. Like, he was just some nobody that pretty came on the, like, oh,
He marketed it.
no, like, not even that. 'Cause they had a club specifically for it, just managing the school website and everything. He joined the club, then later on just stole everything that they had and turned it into a business. Like, he was literally dude just helping out with the day-to-day, that's it.
Hey, Ken. What brand of soundbar is that?
I think it's an Anchor. Why?
It is an Anchor?
Mm-hmm.
Don't they have a smaller version of that?
I think it's Soundcore? No, that's the one. That's the speaker.
Did you guys see the video I posted in text chat earlier today?
Mm-hmm.
All I see is a cat.
Yeah, it's a little higher than that.
And for a while,
It has a picture of Linus on it.
Yeah.
Mac was simply faster because it was more stable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Steve Jobs designed it. Apple OS to be user-friendly enough to where it wasn't user-friendly to people who are trying to mess with it.
Yeah.
It's not meant for people who want it to be their own design of it until about 2 software updates ago.
Yeah, but
I
it was
really up.
it was like simple shit though. Like, if you wanted to be the administrator, it's like, nope. Like, I just running an emulator on a Mac and everything, like in school, and I had to jump through several hoops just to get it to work.